Hello. Are you guys ready for this? This is a major video production and comedy known as cndaria. This phenomenon will be explored here greatly in this video. Let's go live to my informant, Thomas Conley. Thomas.
Cnidarians are soft-bodied, carnivorous animals that have stinging tentacles arranged in circles around their mouths. They're the simplest animals to have a body, symmetry, and specialized tissues. Cnidarians get their name from the cyndocytes, or stinging cells that are located along their tentacles. Within each cyndocyte is a nematocyst. A nematocyst is a poison-filled stinging structure that contains a tightly coiled dart.
What are some things we need to remember about this, kids? They contain a tingly dart, I believe. Let's go into Gweedster. Gweedster, what do you have to say about this topic?
Yes, let's see here. The cnidarians, for their body type, typically have a life cycle that includes two different looking stages, a polyp and a medusa. Polyp is a cylindrical body with arm-like tentacles, and a medusa has a motile, bell-shaped body with the mouth on the bottom. And yes, the feeding of the great cnidarians.
Ooh!
After paralyzing their prey, a cnidarian pulls the prey through its mouth and into the gastrophil cavity, a digestive chamber with one opening. Food enters and waste leaves the body through the opening. Now, respiration and circulation and excretion. Following the digestion, nutrients are usually transported through their environment using, Following digestion, nutrients are usually transported throughout the body by diffusion. And response, they have a nerve net. It's a loosely organized network of nerves that together allows cnidarians to detect stimuli. And we will move on to their reproduction.
What are some things to remember about cnidarians? They are tentacle-like things that are stingy and whatnot. And back to Guido.
For their reproduction, most cnidarians reproduce both sexually and asexually. In most cnidarians, sexual reproduction takes place with external fertilization in the water. External fertilization takes place outside the female's body. The sexes are often separate. Each individual is either male or female. Now, we will move on to some ecology or interesting facts, sending it over to Ben, the Great.
And for a quick commercial break, and we're going over to Ben.
First of all, back up.
Back up, he says.
Second of all, ecology of corals. I can't read the teleprompter, so I'm reading off this book here. The worldwide distribution of corals is determined by a few variables: temperature, water depth, and light intensity. These stony corals that build coral reefs require high levels of light. Why should light be a requirement for an animal? Light is necessary because these corals rely on mutualistic relationships with algae that capture solar energy, recycle nutrients, and help corals lay down their calcium carbonate skeletons. Symbionts provide as much as 60% of the energy that corals need. This arrangement allows coral reefs to live in water that carries few nutrients. Many coral reefs are now suffering from human activity. For example, recreational divers sometimes damage coral reefs. Silt and other sediments from logging, farming, mining, and construction can wash onto reefs and smother corals. Chemical fertilizers, insecticides, and industrial pollutants can poison the corals. Overfishing can upset the ecological balance of coral reefs. Even when human-caused problems do not kill corals, they can cause stress that makes the coral reefs susceptible. To Rojo.
This just in, Rojo. As you can see, as you can see, we will now be talking about the very vast world of the sea anemone. The class Anthosa, or Anthosa, contains sea anemones and corals, animals that have only the polyp stage in their life cycle. Anthosas all have a central body surrounded by tentacles that form and give them their name Anthosa, which means flower animal. Many species are colonial and composed of many individual polyps. The appearance of the entire reef can include varied forms as shown in figure 2618. Individual coral polypses look like miniature sea anemones. Now let's head over to the ecology of corals. As you can see, the worldwide distribution of corals is determined by a few variables: temperature, water depth, Hauge, and light intensity. The stony or hard corals that build coral reefs require high levels of light. Why should light be a requirement for an animal? Who knows? Light is necessary because these corals rely on mutualistic relationships. All I can say is
cndaarians, you know, we've learned a lot over this great time of troubles, listening all through 4 periods of nothing but cndaarians. We've learned quite a bit, and our group has worked diligently. Thank you.
Nice push-up.
Oh, my shoulder.
Pause it.